DeadlineLive.info. Joining us on the program today, Adam Kokesh. He's running for Congress in New Mexico. KokeshForCongress.com. And to get all your great freedom-loving candidates, to get them to walk in that door here next year, hit thisnovember5th.com and put some money into your favorite candidates. And if you can't do that, put some time into it and make sure everybody knows about this so it's a big success. Adam, you were a combat veteran, and I think, you know, who can I ask about this but you? According to sources in the Middle East, Blackwater was behind this latest Peshawar blast, which killed 106 people and growing, 150 injured. They're women and children, in order to put the blame on the Taliban. And this is what people are saying there. I don't know, how this all works for diplomacy, this change, these negotiations that the Republicans keep talking about, but it seems like a lot more of the same to me, and people are dying.
Well, it's not that hard to understand. I mean, it's a really simple concept that I think Ron Paul brought to the public's attention during the presidential campaign, and that's blowback. And that's really the defining dynamic of our foreign policy right now. No matter how much good spin we put on it here at home or how we try to appease our own sense of trying to do good in the world as Americans or believe that our government is really looking out for us or it really has national security, in its heart and its interest. We're just...
But Adam, it's let's go back to the word thing. It's blowback if it's an unintended consequence and you're just out trying to protect America, fighting them over there so we don't have to fight them here, whatever the hell we're doing. But it's false flag terrorism if you're the one blowing the people up and blaming it on the other guy.
Well, yeah, certain incidents definitely rise to a level worse than that. But for the general dynamic of the American people and America as a whole, it is blowback because we are empowering these people with the belief that they are somehow serving Americans' best interests, and obviously they're not for anybody who looks into it. But the thing about blowback is much, in terms of what our federal government is doing, it has much broader implications here at home as well, because the whole concept, the reason things that cause blowback, our government continues to get away with them, is because they can do so, they can hurt some people and obfuscate that or convince enough people who aren't directly hurt by what they're doing that it's for the good of the world or overall for the good of the people. But eventually, you piss off a critical mass, and people start looking around going, wait a second, do you really still believe all this propaganda? And the blowback is happening here in the United States, too, and you see this in the revolt that's happening right now against the government. You see the Tea Parties. You see people get involved in the political process. You see campaigns like mine coming up out of nowhere with massive volunteer support because people are pissed. You can't just, tax the heck out of the American people and not and do what they're doing with this kind of with the tax money, with economic policy, with destruction of civil liberties, with everything else here in America. And that blowback is not just building around the world, and people are calling out the U.S. government for the scam that it is, but it's happening here in the United States too, and that's what's a really exciting opportunity for us.
9/11, blowback or false flag terrorism?
You know what? It could be some of both. And I'm not going to comment specifically. All I know is that what we're being told is what we've been told by our government is nowhere near the truth. And that should be enough to get every American pissed off and involved and in the streets and doing something about it. And that's, that's a big motivator for me. Every time we get lied to by our government, I get more pissed off and I get more determined. I get more passionate about what I'm doing.
Brad Sherman, we played a clip on last Friday's program, and he was grilling Timmy Geithner, the Federal Reserve representative, shillman, used car salesman, and he wanted him to say, look, the next bailout, can you cap it at $1 trillion? Yes or no? And he kept asking that question, yes or no? And then he read the documents, and he said, well, this is what you're doing. We know. We can read your documents. Unlimited TARP, unlimited bailouts, forever with no oversight. And then you look at that, and on the horizon is the whole cap-and-trade derivatives scam that's about to take place here worldwide. And you can see why these guys are going to need a bailout, because we're going to have more toxic derivatives coming up on the horizon. Your comments?
So, if they start trading carbon credits, or however they end up doing it under cap-and-trade, how is that going to be affected by the crash of the dollar? I mean, they have to see that coming. I don't know if there's bigger people behind this than the other thing, who knows? But I think cap and trade itself, I mean, even the whole issue of global warming as an excuse is really, small fry compared to the scam that is the Federal Reserve and the monetary policy and the whole central banking system. I think that's so much, that's a magnitude worse. I mean, in a sense, global warming might be a tool, might be a scare tactic, might be, one of those phenomenon that is used by the government to get people to give it more power and cede more authority to a central government. But really, to me, the global warming issue is relatively insignificant compared to the crash of the dollar and the effect that that's going to have on the American economy. Now, if they're able to put that off, you're going to see the painful effects of cap and trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the short term,
$3 to $400 trillion worldwide in toxic derivatives. We buy and put on the books your savings, your carbon savings. Same thing as the real estate bubble. Well, but we have something to look forward to anyway, right?
With every dollar they print, all of those numbers become less and less significant. And that gets me to another thing about the campaign, if I may get another shameless plug in here.
Yeah.
While we got a few minutes left, we've had a lot of really original ideas. We had the first ever congressional town hall event just a few weeks ago. We got another one coming up on November 18th. But what you reminded me of is one of the things that came out of that is we started talking about the real money bomb. And this has never been done before, but we are going to be having a campaign from November 11th, from Veterans Day to my birthday, which is February 1st, asking people to donate real money in the form of gold and silver to the campaign. So for once, when you donate to a campaign, when we spend it, it'll be worth more than when you donate it, and not the other way around.
KokeshForCongress.com, Adam Kokesh. Go over there and get your name on the board. And it's fun to see your name on the board. This is all a lot of fun. We're really taking it home. We're really voting with our dollars. These are the people that are going to be our new representatives. You heard him on the show today. And he's just a great American, and he's a bad man. He's going to take it to you out there. Those of you who hate liberty, Adam Kokesh. Thank you for your time, Adam. I love having you on the show. I look forward to you coming back.
It's been fun. Hurrah.
Thanks, man. ThisNovember5th.com. Support all your good candidates out there. All right, tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off. More news and information you're not supposed to know about. AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Stay tuned to Karen Kwiatkowski. And stay bold, America.